Hello everybody, how's it going? My name is Nick, aka Capers, and on behalf of Rad Nauseam, we have some high quality CEDH paper content today. This is from Rad Nauseam 7, which is the most recent Rad Nauseam event. And today with me, I have Ira. How's it going, Ira?
Yeah, very good. Yourself, Capers?
Yeah, quite well. Well, I'm very excited to see this pod of mostly partner commanders. In seat 1, we have Jack playing Marneus Calgar, which is one of my decks. In seat 2, we have our very own Dan Stonehouse playing Jeska Ishai. In seat 3, we have Ira yourself playing Blue Farm, which is a great deck. And then in seat 4, we have very sad as well, the Mardu deck in seat 4, playing Tymna Dargo. So Ira, you're playing Blue Farm. How to feel in this tournament? How did Blue Farm feel across the board?
Generally, it's been a very strong deck, very consistent deck, and it also has a lot going on with it. It's felt very good in that it's both a sort of fast deck, which you'll sort of see here,
Yeah,
and a mid-range deck as well, with both elements in the both game modes.
yeah, I agree. And
Yeah,
mystical tutoring here. I think I've watched this already, and I think you do some very smart politicking too, which I really liked. Was you kind of say to the table, I'm going to get this ad nauseum. If you have a force of will, I won't get ad nauseum, and you kind of just make them. You ask them, and it. I thought this was really cool. What was your thinking here? What is the decision making as to why you'd politic this way? Because it's very aggressive.
yeah. So the main idea with saying hey, face up mystical tutor, hey, should I get this? Is because I have a turbo deck going behind me
Yeah,
as well. So if I'm blowing a lot of interaction or like a force back or anything like that, that leaves a window for the turbo Mardu deck to try and go off on turn 1 or turn 2 or have a really aggressive setup for next turn.
mm.
Whereas I prefer to be able to go, oh, I'll get something middling, but I'll keep my own value and be able to still play out my own game plan, even if I don't necessarily have to ad nauseum on turn 1 and try and jam for a win.
Yeah, and this is I guess the strength of playing four colors, and you can kind of sit back and draw cards. Or in this time, you just have the dark ritual and ancient tomb. So turn one ad
Yeah.
nauseum with the gemstone caverns is definitely a feeling. Do you think is there a way the deck can win from just a turn one ad naus, or is this just you're looking for value?
So generally the deck is sort of there's a good chance that you can still win from it. It depends how much fast money you've already deployed a lot of the time,
Mm.
and which key pieces you hit. In this case, it was sort of I'm using 2 pieces, 3 pieces of fast mana, and at my land drop, so I was hoping there would be a reasonable amount, reasonable chance I could get there. But realistically, if you hit some of the things I do hit coming up, it becomes a lot less likely that you're able to try and push through and aggressively try and find all the fast money you need to cast your Thoracle or your Breach combo.
Yeah, I see if hit a Ristic study as well. So even just some fast mana to get that out, it's pretty sweet. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, nothing huge getting hit here, but yeah, this looks like value. I think you're thinking about it. So talk to me about this table. You mentioned that the interaction with the Maru deck. What do you think when you sit down and see a table of these specific commanders?
Yeah. So generally, when I see all these decks, if we go in order, Armanius I view as more of a mid-rangey control deck,
Yeah,
where
absolutely.
you're looking to try and deploy a value engine, sit back on that, and make sure you don't die for a bit. You can have your fast Thoracle wins, but that's not the classic game plan of it. You're mostly trying to find Smothering Tithe and ride
Yeah,
that to victory.
an amphibian
Um,
downpour, of course. What a card.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, that card is gas. Yeah, when you're removing people's boards, it's basically a board wipe, plus also draw 10 cards wherever it is.
Yeah, I'm glad to see Marnia specifically is still seeing some play post Mana Crypt. I know Mana Crypt and Jailer was good for the deck, and banning it was obviously not good for the deck. But I'm glad that people are still playing the big mana Esper commanders. What about Jeska Ishai? What are you thinking when you see that?
Yeah, well, I used to verse Jeska Ishai a lot back in the day. So I'm used to somebody playing slam an Ishai and try and kill one player and then kill the other 2 players.
Mm,
So I'm generally expecting that from the deck, or that it could have some fast breach win. But with this setup with a meticulous archive on turn 1, it looks like a slower hand, maybe a value engine on turn 2 is what I'm sort of expecting. into maybe a turn like 3 Ishai or some sort of explosive turn 3.
What I like about Jeska Ishai as well is that when you merge their names together, it makes Jeskai, which is the color. Anyway, what about Marty?
yeah.
What about Tymna Dargo? What are your thoughts there? In seat 4, so obviously not as cool as a seat 1 Tymna Dargo, but yeah, what are you thinking when you see them?
Yeah, generally addressing the deck as a turbo deck with a bit of a mid-range game plan as well. It doesn't have as much interaction, so it's not going to be as useful when you're trying to fight off another fast player, but the pods are fairly mid-rangey generally.
Yeah.
Otherwise, generally I'm looking out for like problem cards, like they might be setting up for an early breach of an Altered Dementia, or a like early Bergie into a win on turn 2 or 3.
Great, yeah.
Which would be hard to interact with since there's no Ristic studies out at the moment, and also there's no like what would you call it? There's no like incentive not to try and storm off with the Dargo. It's hard to interact with because it's mostly creature based.
Yeah. I agree, and I think you set yourself up for a really good win. You're back to 7 cards. You've been able to select some. I saw you did bin a Force of Will, so maybe you're just hoping that you can get back around the table and deploy this Ristic Study, which would be pretty nice. But you are 15 life, so yeah, I'm interested to see what this Tymna Dargo player can do. I do worry about that deck. It is quite fast, but yeah, maybe hopefully they get the hand with just the Tymna plan.
Yeah, I think I'm not sure if I kept much more interaction. I sort of just left that as if they have a turn 1, they have a turn 1. I didn't really want to keep a Force of Will and just have that as an outstanding threat, because like it sort of wasn't too useful for me at the moment, looking at like how my hand was looking. And I think I kept maybe the Foster Storm. I can't remember exactly, but I tried to keep a lot of value engines to try and set up for a longer game with a little bit of interaction back up, I think.
Yeah, which is great. I think you have a Ristic Study next turn. You've got Tymna and Kraum in the command zone. It's looking good. I think we're deliberating on something. I think it's definitely a good Rad Nauseam, a good Ad Nauseam. Sorry, not a Rad Nauseam. It was a good Ad Nauseam. And you're setting yourself up for a long game, which is great. Yeah, I wonder what we're deliberating on. I think we're just deciding the play. This is probably really scary when the Mardu play is just in the tank with their 7 cards in hand. You're like, oh god.
Yeah, I was thinking, it's like, oh, is this a turn 1? Is this like somehow you get into Mardo in Dargo into like a burnt offering or something, or you have a Relic of Legends hand or something? But yeah, there was a lot of counting and recounting here just to try and gauge out what turn they were going for. I think they end up trying to like deploy everything this turn, but then running into an issue with like a slightly off by mana or something, if I remember correctly.
I think a bit of a power play from you as well. They're kind of separating their cards out, so you're doing the same. Very smart. Yeah, it's just a great way to get in their head. I like to throw numbers at people when they're counting. It really helps because it's not against the rules. Oh, you're revealing your hand. Yeah, you are allowed to do that. And this is all public information, so
yeah,
very nice of you.
Yeah, I was generally trying to dissuade people from like looking my direction generally as like a deck, because I was like, don't have anything my win attempt did not eventuate.
Yeah.
So I'm looking to try and play the long game and help you out to stop this other turbo player.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean, you're at 15 life. There's an Ishai across the table, so you can talk to Stoney and just be like, hey, here we go. Okay, so yeah, we're starting with the Mana Vault. I'm very excited to see this attempt at a turn 1. But yeah, I guess in hindsight, it's a great Ad Nauseam, right? You don't get stopped. You get nice 7 cards. A Ristic Study next turn. But yeah, this is definitely looks like a window. I guess we're passing. No, we're not.
So it's just a Mana Vault pass. I think we'll end up with.
Okay, so we're counting. I mean, counting and then playing Mana Vault is still terrifying. I think
Yeah, setting up for the turn 2, right? At this stage, I'm thinking Adnors or something like that, or like a Legends, like or a Bergie, but we'll wait and see what happens.
Yeah, so
this stage deploying.
I guess a turn 2 Marneus is a great spot as well. I played a fair bit of Marneus in my time. I was a big fan of some of the really bad cards you can play in there, like a Vicious Investigation, or whatever it's called, like the make X clues. But yeah, a turn 2 Marneus is a good spot to be. Any value engine here, and we're kind of pod racing, which is Very cool.
Yeah, well, I think this is also like important that like sort of demonstrates they might have like fierce guardianship at this stage. That they're like sort of telegraphing like, hey, I don't have anything else going on.
Yeah.
I've kept my hand for interaction, or this Soul Ring plus a bit more ramp. Um, it doesn't seem like a very strong play to me to like play the Marneus out without the token generator already on field to try
Yeah.
and gain value because he's sort of just hanging it out there to like say this is what I've got going on.
You also just get like catch like a stray swords to plashes or something, um, which is not great. Yeah. So 4 cards in hand for Marneus. So maybe they're not gonna do much interacting. Oh yeah, Marneus runs a lot of counter spells. But yeah, if I'm sitting across from a Mardu deck and they've countered and then they've stopped and gone Mana Vault, I'm terrified. But that's okay. Stoney has a play, I hope. What's he got?
Yeah, I think there's a bit of ramping that happens here. Generally, wait and see though.
I think it's a Grim Monolith, I believe. So.
Yeah.
And a Felbar Stone. Yep.
Oh well.
Yeah, you gotta be quick in the glare zone. You know,
Pretty much.
I've trained my eyes now to spot every card in the glare zone. All right.
Yep.
Very big draws for you. Very exciting. So you've got 7, 8 cards in your hand. Obviously you're probably going to plan to sit back on Ristic Study. What are you thinking? Is it just Ristic Study? Are you hoping to draw a specific card? You know, what are your win lines here with a pod like this? What are you looking to do to win the game in a pod like this with 2 blue decks across from you and a turbo deck on your left?
Yeah, so generally here, I think I'm going to opt for Ristic plus interaction this stage. Because holding up mana to potentially draw into interaction, because that gives me sort of leverage to go, hey, I don't have anything at the moment, but never mind, I'm sending it because I don't have interaction. We'll go with that. Yeah,
Genius.
A bit of a sequencing thing here, just to, I guess, avoid any weird days that's been popping up recently.
Yeah.
But currently, it's just looking at like trying to establish myself as not a threat and looking to just sit back and try and solve the turbo problem with the table potentially.
Yeah, so tell me about playing around days in CEDH. Is that a card that's showing up recently? And is there any other cards you're kind of like seeing pop up that you think is really good?
Yeah, I mean, a lot more silence effects have been dropping into the meta recently, and also like Orm's Chant and just the increased printing of like Voice of Victory, Abolisher, and that.
Voice of Victory.
So that's one of the things.
So sweet in a Tymna deck, right? Can you choose new targets for the mobilized creatures?
I'm pretty sure you can, yeah. So I'm pretty sure you can send it can be all 3 attackers. I'm pretty sure.
Wow.
Yeah, but also another one that I've sort of shown there. I did draw it into off Nors and discard it. Is Mayhem Devil, which has been very good into like Rog Thrasers and stuff like that, where people are playing a lot more to the board or have like a million treasures with Smothering Tithe in big games.
Yeah.
Where it's like, well, it gives you a tool to sort of gain value and punish people for having certain resources or being very vulnerable to it, like another Bowmaster sort of.
Yeah, very cool. I guess in the rack game it can do a lot of work.
Where are we at?
I think we've just played a land on the Mardu side, and I think we're back to counting. Oh, okay, we're thinking. I think we're in the tank.
We're cooking up something.
Yeah. It obviously. Turbo decks require a lot of maths. It's why I don't play them. But, sometimes you have it. You don't want to get to the end of a 15-minute storm turn and then realize you're 1 land drop short. So I understand the apprehensiveness, and that is it's a ritual.
Yeah. Yeah, Rider Flame here. Going up to 6 mana at this stage. Yeah. So this is just going to be calculating, trying to get through my Ristic studies, I guess.
Yeah, I agree. I think, do you have a Rider Flame in your hand as well? So genius play not playing that out.
Yeah, I guess we played around it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're just checking. Yep, Rider Flame still in the hand. Yep, I am a genius.
Yeah. No, I don't think my head wasn't there, but I'm glad the instincts were already there. Yeah. There was no real reason to cast it, so I think I'm just sitting back hoping it will eventuate into something.
Yeah, this is
Now, it should be interesting to see if we see a few more artifacts from the Dargo so we can get a cost reduction on it, or...
Yeah, good honest Magic. Casting Dargo 1,000 times. It's
Yeah.
it's it's definitely what the intention was when they designed the card, which is good to see. But yeah, speaking of like card design, I guess cards like Voice of Victory have been really good. Is there any other new cards for Blue Farm? Because I know Blue Farm's a very competitive deck when it comes to the 99, like making like 98, making that main deck can be very difficult for a lot of cards. So obviously Voice of Victory is a slam dunk, but is there any new cards you've seen recently that you think are like really, really good, or is it still just kind of the same deck?
Yeah, I think the core is generally the same with just a few new like fixes on certain things. I'm playing Zach's deck from the Top Deck Invitational at this stage, which was just good stuff. And the spicy cards I found were like sort of the evolution into like Dragon Rage Channeler being better. So that one, not many people were playing there initially, and that's picked up more pace recently. And also Grinding Station as well has like sort of supercharged the Breach plan, so you have more A plus Bs with it to be able to go, okay, I'm just going to DT for a Grinding Station and then mill enough cards to keep going with that. So that's been an interesting adaptation for the deck, and to focus more on Breach than Thassa's Oracle, which it used to a lot.
Yeah, I think that's good as well. I think, at least my 7 point Highlander brothers. So Dargo's coming out, which is exciting. But yeah, my 7 point Highlander brothers are definitely, we're happy to see Breach get cast a lot because that card is very heinous in constructed Magic. There's the Relic of Legends. Okay, we're really gaming. But yeah, I'm glad the breach and the grinding station stuff seems really interesting. And you are just drawing so many cards. This is great. I mean, what a spot to be in. Just the Ristic Study, 3 cards so far.
Yeah, it's either 3 or 4, is it? One,
Yeah.
2, 3. Oh, it's actually 5 now, I think. Because no, not the mana pot. It's 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
4 cards.
Yeah, I think this was the situation where they've gone, oh, I have enough mana, or I'm off slightly on this one. So I think they've done goof for the moment, and
We're not
that
happy.
is hard when there's like Rider Flames being thrown around off a breach. And
And I think that's Johnny and C4 as well. Johnny, it's alright. I like that they're so animated about it too, which is great. Yeah, it's I mean,
it was a very fun table for politics.
yeah, I mean, next term we have it. So, Johnny, hang in there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one with Dargo as well, because the dice I'm tracking at the moment is like the sacrifice count, which matters a bit to Dargo.
Mhm.
So this should be a bit more interesting to see where they go next turn, because they have to find the extra cards to sacrifice to cost reduce Dargo again,
Yeah.
which makes it a bit harder.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Oh god. I think he was flashing that to say I can't remove a Ristic Study.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's great. I love when people flash their hands to the camera. It helps a lot. So yeah, not an enviable position, but I think you're getting another turn. You've drawn a bunch of cards. Very good for you. And the rest of the table not doing much at all. So yeah, I can see like a Grim Monolith in the Marneus' hand. So just more ramp. Stony hasn't got Ishai out, so there's no threat on the table. Yeah, you're going to get to also surveil a bunch too, because Dragon's Rage Channeler, obviously, you just spoke about how good of a new addition it is, but yeah, the selection, filling up your breach, there's the portable hole. What's the target? Just Darcy?
I'd assume it's someone's mana at this stage. I'm
Could
pretty
be,
sure.
yeah. Soul Ring is a pretty good hit. That card is quite good. It is Soul Ring.
Yeah. Sorry, yeah. Still good, even in competitive Commander.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Mana advantage.
How many points is Soul Ring in CEDH?
Oh, no, the funny thing about that. Yeah.
That's a new format we can start working on. Okay. Yeah, interesting decision for the portable hole. The Dragon's Rage Channel is also, I think, a fine card to target, considering you've drawn so many cards. And that's Mirror Maid, which is cool. That's just Ristic Study with different text. So
yep, just another copy for Ristic. The mid-range meta continues.
the mid-range, yeah, that's it. Yeah, but this is good. I think I would like you. Probably maybe you're not happy to see it, but the Tymna Dargo player is threatening next turn. So having another Ristic Study could be good. I guess it does get folded by like a silence, but still.
Yeah, I don't think I was too upset to see it at this stage because I didn't really have too much going on in my hand other than value engines. Even like I think I kept the Tataru in my hand,
Yeah.
so that like actively wants a Ristic Study on board because it gets like multiple treasures over like several turns. It's sort of insane. That's also one I forgot to mention, but that one's been sort of like a very sleeper pick for like a very valuable card in the deck that's
Yeah.
been released in Final Fantasy.
Yeah, that's a new one. That's very good. You don't. Yeah, Blue Fun doesn't often get new cards, so the fact that you're playing a bunch of new ones is good. With kind of something that's we're cycling a muddle the mixture. I think. I'm just every
Yeah,
time I see a search, I always just glance at everybody's mana because opposition agent is it's a killer. But yeah,
yeah, no, it's a historic one, isn't it?
yeah,
Yeah. I think there's been a lot more people cutting it recently, but I think it's still like something I definitely watch out for and keep joking about when we have a turn one, just play a black source, and then it's like, oh, they're going to dark root off us.
yeah,
You never know.
yeah. That's fear of God and such. So I wonder
Exactly.
what we're cycling for. So a 3 mana something. It could be. We are tapped out as well.
Oh, it's 2 mana. Sorry.
2 mana. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. So it's
Yeah.
Sizer Conceptor. Let's go.
Yeah, I was very happy to see this one. I was like, he's not jamming anything this turn, and it's just sort of a classic as well.
Yeah.
Oh,
What a Chad Isocon. Okay, so I mean, it does represent infinite mana next turn, right? If he has the dramatic reversal.
yeah,
So yeah, we're not, we are a bit worried, but
yeah. Yeah, I think it needs like a Grand Abolisher effect at this stage, though. Can't remember if it's a cast from Icon Scepter, so is it Triggeristic Study? I can't quite remember, but
yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe it does. But yeah,
yeah, it's still threatening infinite mana next turn, so we'll wait and see how that turns out. Or just silence on a stick, like that's also pretty good when you can sort of just politic people to say, hey, I'm going to do this, don't do anything too bad,
Yeah.
too egregious.
Yeah, you kind of just take over all the politics on the table, which is great. So
yeah. Awesome. So I think I untapped with like 10 cards here, which is a decent spot. I don't think my hand's actually that insane at this stage.
yeah,
I think at this stage I'm sort of still in that mid-range like memo of, oh, there's a Cavern of Souls.
Yeah.
Yeah, as I say, yeah, mid-range and eventually setting up for an Abolisher or something.
Yeah, naming human, which in my mind is alarm bells ringing because there is Cavern of Souls great card, and there's a lot of very strong humans. And there it is. Yeah. Value Town.
Yeah, so
We did get the Surveil trigger. Fantastic. I think you pointed at Dragon's Ray Channel, which is great.
yeah, I'm not sure if I did. I think this game I was very lax on my Dragon Range Challenger triggers.
Oh, that's I mean,
So
why surveil the card when your opponent to your left is definitely going to let you draw it?
yeah, exactly right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it became a bit of a running joke after a little bit of, oh, okay, I'm going to cast all this, and then at the end of turn, just remember that I missed like how many, like 3 or 4.
Yeah. That's okay. You would have kept on top anyway, I'm sure. And a nice,
I'm sure.
nice clean Rad Nauseam treasure token. You're giving Marneus a bunch of cards. You're making treasures, so kind of like Manual Storm. It's great.
Yeah, it's one of the specialties of Smothering Tithe. I found it a very good gameplay pattern recently, testing it out in like decks like Sithis and that. But yeah, this time I'm trying to make sure we have enough interaction to survive the Marty player's turn if they do just have a big payoff, because I don't think I have much still to interact with, and I definitely don't want to spend it. So I'm trying to progress my game plan so I can sort of set up for a big turn and not have my life total matter as much when there's a 7/5 Dargo on the field.
Yeah. It's just the 2-turn clock. And he's probably quite happy to. Dargo's probably quite happy to just come in and get 7. So
Yeah, and it also builds someone else up as a threat at this stage that's saying, hey, he's not dealing with them. He's not dealing with you. So I have to be the person to deal with them because I'm probably the person in the best position to deal with the Marneus player if they do start getting like a bunch of draws and treasures and setting up for their next turn.
yeah, I love that. Everyone is a threat, but me is my go-to as well. talk, I guess, on the topic of politics, what's your approach? How do you like to talk to the table? I, of course, cheat and lie, but you know, it hasn't worked for me. Do you have an approach? Do you have like a mindset? Do you go into the day going, all right, today I'm gonna be the good guy, or do you just kind of like take it game by game?
Yeah, I just try to evaluate each person's position and try and inform people what's coming up, but then don't do as much talking about my own position. So I'm still getting to do a bit of egregious things, but I'm also mentioning, hey, this wind's coming up, or hey, we need to stop this, and letting people go ahead and interact earlier than they need to. After like I go, okay, well, I may have something, or I don't have something to deal with exactly this, but I can deal with it once it's on the field or something. So yeah, it's sort of letting people go ahead and make the mistake and providing options for people to try and like find out their own way to solve the problem when I may already have enough resources to solve it.
Yeah, I guess you are the final seat in this Maru deck, so you can kind of hopefully talk the Marneus into spending some interaction to free yourself up. But yeah, Thassa's Oracle in the bin as well. That's good in the graveyard for a breach deck. So, and that graveyard is
Yeah.
really getting quite big. There's a huge chunk of graveyard there, even without a Dragon's Rage Channeler trigger. So, very good spot to be in. 7 cards in hand, a bunch of treasures, Ristic and Smothering Tithe. Yeah, this is great. A very good board state to be in. I think if I'm there like the Marneus player, I'm Stony, and you know the opponent has this board, and they're telling me that you know I'm not the threat. I'm yelling and screaming. But yeah, it's it's good.
Yeah.
I'm very interested to see how you wiggle the politics out of this to be like, you know what, a threat? No. This is just value. I'm keeping you guys alive. And there's Tymna.
Yeah.
Very good. So Tymna's out. A good sign, I guess. It's not an underworld breach. It's not, you know, the scary stuff. We're high-fiving for some reason.
The only 2 players with Ataristic study and getting a million cards in hand. Going, yes, we're doing great. We're in this together. So,
I mean,
it looks like the Dargo's pivoted at this stage to a lot more of a mid-range, attempting to play the game plan.
Yeah. Dargo, still fine drawing a card off Tymna. Still quite a big threat. Looks like we're deliberating on our attacks as well. Ishai is terrifying on this board as well. I would have liked to have seen that come out. Another high five. Okay, sure. It's great.
Yeah, and the dramatic reversal being face up is also a lot easier to try and politic around, because then I have like 2 other people that have a turn before me, and we have to still get through their turn to actually survive until my turn where I can win, unless I have a born upon a win. But I'm pretty sure I pitched that at the start of the game to Jim saying. Yeah, so it allowed me a bit more leverage and saying, hey, I'm not going for a win. There's my Thassa's Oracle, and like, you know, half my hand. Or I think generally, like, my main game plan is to just sit back and try and interact at this stage.
Yeah, I like that. Obviously, you weren't able to talk yourself out of a Dargo hit.
No, not quite yet. Yeah, so I think I'm down to 4 now or something.
You are on 4 life, so there is a worry. You know, there is definitely some burn that can come out and be, but you know, I'm sure you can talk your way out of this. It's funny looking at your board and just being like, I can talk more out of this. What I often do is I sneak my commander onto the field. Kraum's in play now. You know, if they don't see it, it's a gotcha. It's from the gotcha mechanic. You know, if they don't see it, you get to put it in play. So
yeah, no, that's new. Is that tournament legal?
That is
It's in the tournament REL.
Yeah. You got of course. Look, you got this mana. You definitely cast it. And we have a goblin. Oh my god. Okay. So we have a bombardment. Is that what it is?
So this one's also
the weird art. Yeah.
The weird art. The newer art, not the OG.
Yeah, you know me. I'm all about the OG. Oh yeah, this is cool though. This is So you're at essentially 2 life now, which is terrifying. So a random shock out of the Jeska player maybe just for fun.
Potentially. Yeah, there is like a situation with that where it's like, well, this is the other half of the combo for next turn as well with the Dargo, because you have Relic of Legends plus the Goblin Bombardment. So if they find a way to sacrifice enough artifacts, they can just gun down the table for recasting Dargo.
Yeah, it looks like we're
But
sponsoring it.
yeah, so I think we got interaction out there, which is one of the that probably didn't need to be counted at this stage with 2 risk 6 studies on the table, but
Yeah.
we managed to convince them enough that, like, hey, this is still worthwhile, and also means they don't have as much protection for their win on their turn if they do go for like the dramatic reversal Icecrown combo.
Yeah, a good spot, and it's good. It remind me of the Jeska lines. From my understanding, is it that you can just constantly recast Jeska to ultimate? You don't ultimate. You just recast it over and over and over again with infinite mana to burn out the table. Is that right?
Yeah. So you dramatic reversal for infinite mana, including infinite red, and then you cast Jeska down ticket so it dies from 0 loyalty, and then you just recast it, and you can ping everyone out that way.
I'm a big fan of these, infinite mana outlets in the command zone as well. Marneus is notably also one. You squint hard enough, which is great. And then, yeah, it's cool. Does the thing. And a lot of cards in hand now for Marneus too, so, there's a chance. I'm watching closely, hoping they can maybe, if they can land like a Smothering Tithe as well, this is a great spot for it, just to kind of start drawing way more cards than you ever will.
Yep. Yeah, that would have been the issue. Either a push here or a Smothering Tithe would have also been very powerful. But here we just see the fish coming out, and also I think another value engine or clone or something. I think.
Yeah, it looks like
coming down soon.
The fish is great too. I'm sure you're happy to see that. You've now just got so much mana, and this fish is probably great. You can just, you can make so much money. You can do everything you want. You can cast both commanders. You can sit back and just outvalue this Marneus. And Marneus is not attacking you. We're getting into the Madu deck, which is interesting. So masterful politics from you again. Genius.
Yeah, points. Go get him. Go get him.
Yeah, get him here. Wait, look at this mana. He can sacrifice the bird token, of course.
Yeah. I think most of my chatter here was mostly saying that I'm not sure if it's I'm not jamming this turn, or if we need some answer to Dan's board, like his win attempt next turn, and I think they're somewhat interaction light potentially. Yeah, I also I think had the Tarot to block as well, which was another avenue for that.
Yeah, I agree.
To try and display it.
Okay, so there's our mana. We have Icecrown mana, and yeah, I think we're jamming. No, we're Voice of Victory. All right, beautiful. So some protection. Hoping to maybe this is interesting. Definitely, this is the only point where you can really interact. So
yeah,
terrifying. You're just making so many treasures.
Yeah, it's near infinite mana at this stage. Yeah, so the Ancient Tomb is pretty much off limits, but you have enough treasures to sort of get around that at this stage. Especially if a stack wall breaks out now, it's very hard to justify. Yeah.
Silence is a good one. That's
winning.
Interesting. You have way more cards too. Very clean way of answering what's going to be a nice concept the next turn or next cast. So yeah, very interesting. And also, I believe it also stops Ice Conceptor from my understanding. So very powerful.
So it should stop the combo here, and also leave the threat of the win next turn on board. So I'm not as big a target as well.
Yeah, and I guess
even though I potentially should be.
Yeah, I mean, look at this, boys. You have so many permanents. It's crazy. Yeah, I think silence obviously would have been better for your turn, just to kind of like poke a silence in the upkeep and maybe see what they do. But you can sit back, draw some more cards and treasures. Very interested to see how we go about here. A lot of politics in this video. I think in the last video we had with the Gitrog and with our Rockbass, it was just about who can jam fastest, and this game definitely seems to be a lot more discussion about who's going to go for it, and a lot of hand swinging from Stony as well, which is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting discussion. So what's
Yeah, I am just.
everyone's pointing at you. This is great. Yeah, we're pointing at you. Yeah, I think you're trying to sell something. There, yeah, this is great. What's when you're in a point like this, you have everything you want. What are the draws in your deck that you're looking to kind of like get out of a spot like this, or get into the phase of the game where you want to start winning? What do you want? Obviously, a silence effect is probably in the S tier of spells, but what else is in there? What's in your S tier? What's your A tier spells that you're wanting to draw off the top to kind of get you from this point of the game into the point where you're winning?
So some of the spells we would be looking for at this stage would be Valley Flood Core, so you're able to go over silence effects if you do get silence back on a silence effect. You're Born Upon a Wind, which is out. A Final Fortune is also something in the deck, which it allows you to go through another silence effect, or just the Abolisher or Voice of Victory to try and push a win and have the protection win. I don't think at this stage I have much in hand protection-wise. More so just have the tutors and means to go off at this stage, I'm pretty sure. So I think a tutor plus to get breach, which is already set up, is probably the best draw, or a tutor to go find a Grand Abolisher to try and just say silence or bust or mind break. You can hardcast the mind break up at this stage.
This is great. So we're drawing some cards here on Marneus. So we're making a few more treasures, and I just saw they won't counter spells, which is great. There is a Fierce Guardianship now in hand, so interesting. But yeah, it's I guess a Grand Abolisher here is uncounterable, which is great. And a lot of time has passed as well, so maybe that Cavern on Human is maybe they're forgotten, or it's a good spot to be in. Very enviable. 4 life is not great, but yeah, now we're going into your turn, and you seem to have it all. I'm very excited to see how you can get from here into a spot where you can win.
Yeah. I don't even remember the exact line, but pretty sure I am posing to try and just jam here because I'm at 4 life. It's a bit silly if I survive another turn rotation, depending on the situation, but I'm pretty sure. Here we are. There's an Abolisher.
Beautiful, yeah. Grand Abolisher on the stack. And this is, I believe it's Cavern of Souls is correct?
Yeah.
So we have
we have the one answer here.
Yep. That is the silence, which is obviously not a good spot. But you're still thinking about it. Maybe tap Ancient Tomb, play a key, untap it, retap Ancient Tomb. Is a good way to lose the game. So is getting silence though, so I'm interested. Definitely in the tank. It's So obviously the Grand Abolisher being uncounterable is something you have to mention the mana, I guess, or you just I'm not sure how the interaction works.
It's actually there's been a rule change, I'm pretty sure, where it's as long as you tap the mana, you're able to.
True, because it has to make white, right? So it's already implied. Yeah, this is great. So you've mastered the art. This is great. And yeah, we're silencing. I think is it resolving? Looks like it is.
Yeah, and now 2 of us have an onboard silence that is just hanging out there.
Yeah, terrifying.
Both of us with wins in hand. Yeah.
Poor Marty players seething right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the power of Rhystic Mystic. All these cards. You have 12 treasures. You have a Dragon's Channeler, but no block. I guess you have some blockers.
Yeah, I think I have 2 blockers at this stage, and I think eventually the Grand Abolisher gets sacrificed to the Marneus, I'm pretty sure, as hey, I will get rid of my Grand Abolisher. You'll be able to interact with my turn. Don't kill me now, so we don't die to the Ice Scepter again.
Genius, yeah, very good play. Just talking. That's how we win the game. I should try this in Highlander. This seems like it.
It's a lot more effective in multiplayer, I think, but I haven't tried it in 1v1. You never know.
No one's tried it in 1v1. Has anyone out there tried just telling your opponent you don't have it? I mean, it's not against the rules.
Yeah, there's a forcible. I don't have a blue card, but Don't do it.
Yeah, they thought seize you, and you yeah, you just I don't feel like no decks are gonna be playing. I haven't seen thought seize before, but it's just I don't get probe is played. But thought seize would just be that would be a pet card for me in CDH because imagine someone thought seizing you, just pure spite. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, there's stuff approaching it nowadays. You have Apple of Eden, and well, which like takes apart their hand and sort of silences them effectively. They put all the cards face down, and you get to play their hand, which has been recently appearing a little bit more in like a few Mardu shells and that.
Yeah, nice.
But yeah, no thought says yet. Cabal Therapist and Cabal Therapy were both mentioned on some of the critical ADH stuff, so that's also something that's been thrown around. Yeah, like a double thought seeds.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Cabal Therapy. Is one of my biggest pet cards. I have a sweet OG foil artist signed Cabal Therapy that I've been dying to sleeve up. So maybe I have to play a Cabal Therapy deck. But yeah, two really good cards. If there was a dream card for I know the answer to this already, but for Blue Farm, if you had to, you know, you're what's the R&D, you're designing a card and you need to make a card for your deck. What is your dream card? And obviously, you know, not Ancestral Recall and a creature, but what is like a good card that's perfect for the deck that kind of helps, you know, maybe a new player understand what the deck wants to do?
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it's a hard question.
Like, it's a hard question. It already has so much.
Yeah, I know, the deck is just all good cards, but like, you know, when I think about like Marneus, it'd be like, you know, maybe something that helps cast Marneus but also makes tokens, you know, like a mana rock that also spits out tokens that are reasonably cheap. You know, so is there a card in blue? I guess a card in Blue Farm that is good is just a card that's generically good. Because the whole deck is just soup. But yeah, is there anything you do? What would be your dream card?
Maybe like if you add either like an opposition agent plus something else to like
that's cool. Yeah.
yeah, like to a recurring tax effect on people, or maybe a like tinker for an enchantment, you know, which would be incredibly busted, but you could get your smaller entire heuristic study onto the field, like a transmute artifact, sort of. But yeah, I don't know. There would be a lot of options.
What about like Omniscience Agent? It's a flash Omniscience. It's an opposition agent that you flash in that is Omniscience as well.
Ooh, I think that one would be okay. You know, it depends how much mana it is, though, I reckon.
That's what I love about CDH as well. Is there's some just heinously strong cards out here, like obviously your Soul Rings and stuff that are just like, obviously they're really good cards, but yeah, just casual commander. Yeah, this is my Soul Ring. I love it. It's very part of the and yeah, it looks like our Grand Abolish is going under the bus. Yeah, we have put the Dargo almost on your playmat. I don't think it's allowed. You can't give people your creatures, but
I've asked them many a times playing worse deck, but hey, if you're going to discard, surely just a couple more cards.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we're talking out the Dargo from attacking me at this stage that like, hey, I have removal, please don't swing it at me. I don't want to have to burn this before someone else's turn and give them 2 more cards. I'll happily take like a bird or something so you can get your Tymna attacks and everything.
Yeah.
But like we can swing the Marneus into the Grand Abolisher and not throw the game to a Marneus if they just have Thoracle, because I don't think there's enough interaction otherwise to stop them. So yeah, that was my yapping, at least, I think.
Yeah, I mean it's working. Like you know, there's definitely some players you play against at a CDH pod that are very resistant to politics and will just not listen to you. You know, you can flash them the removal spell and they'll be like, great, I'll just attack you with an extra creature to make sure you die. So yeah, this is sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But yeah, that Goblin Bombardment is looking exceptional in the graveyard. Because you are just at 2. And I mean, if it was in play, they could just hold you at gunpoint, you know. Counterspell that on the dead.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm very happy that one didn't resolve, but yeah, I think most of the table should be happy that one didn't resolve. Also, they could have been dead this turn potentially.
Yeah.
Sack the Tymna, sack the bird, sack the portable hole, and you think you're there. You might need one more thing. I don't know.
I'm sure we have cards in hand. It's just we're on the draw cards with Tymna plan.
Yeah. Very good commander. Unsurprisingly.
Yeah, it does it all. It draws cards. It's great.
Yeah, draws cards, doesn't feed heuristic. Yeah, we're still in attacks. I reckon we
Yeah,
are.
we're a lot of yapping here. I think we're gonna get close to time, which is also terrifying. Was there points for drawing in this event?
Yeah, so it was a 1 point for draw, I think. Yeah, so I think my overall record was 12, and I got 2 draws, 2 wins. So I think it was 1 point for draw.
That's a very good score, and that's a tainted pact. X. Great. Well, we're resolving, or maybe we're resolving. We'll see. We have
Yeah, I think. I think we're just letting it rip with the heuristics and mystics at this stage.
yeah.
But oh god, we'll wait and see if I want to counter back.
It's great. And what about your thoughts on speaking of draws and stuff? Do you have any thoughts about TEDH and tournament CEDH when it comes to drawing and this yapping and wasting a lot of time? Do you have any opinions? Do you think the current system we have is great? Do you have any ideas to make the format better? Any groundbreaking ideas?
Groundbreaking.
Yeah.
Oh, well, the one solution we have to it. Don't quite have that solution, but
No. That's so sad. I
yeah, I'm
tried.
not. Yeah, you should. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think there is a real big solution other than people getting used to the play patterns and like getting used to like, hey, we need to move on or stop slow play because it's still like a young format, like relative. We're just finally getting to the very big tournaments of like 500 people and that, and then having all that structure set up for that. So I think solving that will be mostly people getting used to the format as well as also like maybe some action on heuristic study or some of these taxing effects that can take up repeated portions of the game and slowly chip away at time or make decision points that we don't need.
Yeah. So we have a Cabal ritual going on the stack here for those that are listening. But yeah,
Yeah.
making a lot of mana here.
Yeah, I think this is in response to a miscast on the Tainted Backed. Yeah, trying to still get the value from this spell and not, just get blown out of the game with their one tutor for something.
Hey, you'll take it. Draw cards, drink treasures. This is a dream.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
If we use the interaction, thumbs up.
Yeah. Beautiful. So yeah, I guess we'll continue. You were speaking on bans and what is your dream BNR announcement for CDH that you think is going to really help, or at least breathe some more life into this new format?
Yeah, I think Ristic can create a lot of non-games. I don't think it's like the only solution. I think Tymna and Ristic would be the best start, and maybe like a Bowmaster, but that's bias as hell because since I play Magdo as well. And I think the Bowmaster issue also sort of gets somewhat solved by the Ristic study going from the format because it's just a draw engine that doesn't care if you're a certain type of deck. It just generally just is a extra sphere of resistance or like one that you can make the mistake of not paying for in certain cases. And it's hard to evaluate when you need to pay for it and when you don't, which makes it, extremely powerful in that facet.
Yeah, I mean, I think Ristic Study getting banned, it would be very interesting to brew decks, post Ristic Study ban, because, is everyone playing Turbo? Is there a different mid-range game plan? Are people going to start playing shit like a Verity Circle? That card's great. I don't know. It would be interesting. And the Tymna seems like a very that's a base take. Is that a Deadpool? That's a Deadpool. Are we stopping on Deadpool?
Yeah.
Okay, we're not stopping on Deadpool. Tymna would be interesting as well. A lot of Tymna decks gone there. I can't imagine they would go for it, but that would be cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just been the best commander for since its printing pretty much. So it's sort of it's just homogenizing to a certain extent, I think. I think there's potential. I don't think the RC would ban it since competitive EDH isn't really their forefront.
Yeah.
But I don't even know if it's on the game changers list. But I think some optimally it would be hitting Tymna and Ristic, I think. But there's also a bunch of other things that are broken in the format, and that's sort of why I love the format. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're jamming a Tainted Pact here. We just revealed things like Deadpool, Severine's Reclamation, and a bunch of really cool cards. Ultra Dementia. So, I'm not sure how much floating mana we have, but yeah, we've moved past the Altar now, so we're a little bit safe from that.
Pretty sure. this is just a setup for next turn, I think. I think we're out of mana at this stage.
Yeah.
Because we had to Cabal Ritual to pay for the miscast, so we didn't have much, if any, floating, I don't think. So,
Okay, great.
yeah. Yeah, I think we're trying to piece together like a game plan for next turn if we somehow survive, or any interaction to sort of stop me or one of the other players from just running away with the game. If one win attempt gets stopped, then the next one goes off, and so on and so on. So, yeah.
We're still going. I think, yeah, I agree. It's now it's very much a game about picking your spot or knowing when to go. And this is definitely it's shaping up good for you. We're still going.
Yeah, but there is a bit of draw talk at this stage as well, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Like, are we playing for a draw, or what are we doing?
Yeah.
This stage.
Yeah, a bit of like, you know, let's hurry up a bit. I have 40 treasures on my side. I'm ready to go. Let me get to my turn.
Yeah, and I remember here I was looking to try and cast a Final Fortune or try and find a Final Fortune or something, and that was realistically where I was looking to go, okay, if I don't get back to my turn, how do I get to my turn earlier?
Yeah, I mean,
avoid it.
Yeah, it's tough. Some of these cards take a long time to resolve. Tainted Pact, Rad Nauseam took up a lot of time at the start. It's, you know, just part, I guess, going to Rad Nauseam and then going to discard as well. So, is that a starting town in your graveyard?
Yeah.
Yeah, another one. I've seen these pop up more and more. How is it? Is it almost always on? Is it? How have you?
Yeah, I think there's been one time it's off in my testing, but like generally it's just like another, Rainbow Land that you can just run for the most part. A lot of games, the critical turn is like turn 3 or before it, so like you're able to have it just be another command tower basically, or another mana confluence, whatever you want to go with. And later in the game, you probably already have an extra choice of the land, especially in these Ristic decks or the card draw advantage decks, that you're going to be able to play something else instead anyway. Yeah. So little downside.
Yeah, it seems great. It seems like like you said, it looks like a command tower. We're showing our opponent cards. I think it's showing them something. I hope I can spot what that was. It might have been the Fierce Guardianship. No, it's a Metamorph we've shown our opponent. Yeah. Interesting. What are we cloning?
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what it would be. Like, there's 2 Grand Abolishes, right? Like, that's the other clone target at the stage. It's a Grand Abolish and a Voice. But, yeah, it should be interesting to see how one plays out. I can't quite remember, because I remember it getting cast, but wait and see what it might eventuate to, or assume they cast the next turn.
Yeah, we are running a bit late on time, so... Still resolving Tainted Pact, it looks like. Yep, we're still going.
Yep. Still going. Yeah. Really getting there.
One of them's upside down. I like this. Slow. Okay.
OBM.
Yeah.
Yep.
There it is. Okay.
Yeah, that one would be a good one if he cast it, I guess. But
yeah, I guess we don't have enough time to, you know, sit around and play Bowmaster and control the board. Oh, there it is. Now we're in the tank. I love it every time they flip a banger, they're just like, and then so.
Is this it? Is this what I'm looking for?
It looks like it's like 30 cards exiled to Tainted Pact, and we have decided Underworld Breach is going to be our go. So, yeah, I think it's the right play. Running out of time, I'm going to put a Breach on the stack, and maybe I can win. I can't imagine it would ever resolve if we get over to Johnny's turn, because it's just this Marneus is drawing cards. You have 8, 9, 20 mana, 22 treasures. Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. All my life. You know what goes really hard here? I'm gonna say it. If you thought about a Cyber Drive Awakener, think about it.
Cyber Drive Awakener. I haven't seen that one. I've heard about that one in a hot minute.
That's lethal.
Kamigawa card, isn't it?
Yeah, that's lethal right now. That's it.
Dang.
Yeah, Cyber Drive Awakener wins the game. That's a casual commander card.
Yeah. Ooh, maybe that's the blue tech we're missing, you know?
Yeah, I mean...
I can imagine that in like a Tivit deck where you go, okay, I'm going to War Invention for a silly amount. What are you getting? Is it Time Sieve? No, agree not to get Time Sieve.
Yeah,
Go get a
promise.
Cyber Drive Awakener instead.
Yeah. I've tinkered for that card. It's great.
Yeah.
It's good.
Oh, geez. Go. Hell yeah.
Yeah, Tinker, sadly not legal. Thank God as well. That card is heinous, but I mean, you know what?
Yeah.
Obviously, the format is a lot better because Tinker doesn't exist. But what about Fast Bond? Are you Fast Bond in or off?
Oh, I think we've got to say no, but it would be pretty good into like, yeah, I play Super, so I'm like, oh, the band all the good like one drop enchantments like Fast Bond and that. So it would be fun to have it, but I think there would be some sort of Luminant Degeneracy or Ad Nauseam into I have a Spirit Guide Fast Bond in green decks, and you go, well,
Yeah. Well,
that's a bit busted. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely think it's interesting though.
yeah.
As a number, I remember people talking about it at the last big ban announcement for Dockside and that.
Yeah, I remember when the RC, I think when they changed over to the RC or whatever happened during the Mana Crypt J-Lo ban, my Tolarian Academy almost doubled in price because people were like, "Yep, they're gonna free it."
You're gonna free it.
So my Tolarian Academy just went up so much. I was like, "All right, great." I mean, Tolarian Academy on your board is just so much more.
Yeah, double infinite mana. Yeah. Oh, jeez. Yeah, a lot of speculating on that one. It was a interesting time.
It was interesting. Obviously it was a little bit ago, but the Mana Crypt Jewel Lotus ban, do you think positive, negative? How did it affect you? What are your thoughts?
Generally, I think it was a positive one for the format. I think the format was pretty fast. I think it was a lot of... they should have probably communicated it a bit earlier, maybe. And it took a lot of like people out of the format. I think Nadu might have been fine, but I didn't play enough casual to know if that's true. So I generally am pretty happy that it did happen, but also like not too like indifferent to like Mana Crypt and Jeweled Lotus. I think Dockside being gone is a good thing, even though it's killed a few decks.
Yeah.
So I think that one was egregious.
It seems like we're still just talking it out. A lot of discussion. There's a chunk of cards in our Marneus player's hand and a chunk in yours, so just discussing what the decision is. Only 3 cards in hand for our Underworld Breach player, so and there's a
Fierce on Breach.
Fierce on Breach.
Yeah.
Draw your Ristic Study card. You're vamp shooting. Nice, perfect spot too. Just like, yep.
No, we're taking that back before we pay the costs. We're at 2 life on that one.
Oh, yeah.
So went to put it on the stack, went to pay the costs, and went, oh, no, let's not do that one.
And you put the card up to the side.
Going, double check. Yeah, and that one's exiled with the Ancient Tomb and the fetch land, I reckon, at this stage.
Yeah, that's funny. It's you didn't put the dice down. You know, you've just revealed a vamp tutor. That's fine. It is a flavor text. Many people
showing the
forget.
table. Yeah. Have you played around this? Yep. Yeah. So I think that was my attempt to Final Fortune in response to the Fierce Guardianship Ristic draw, but I can't quite find that one on top.
Yeah. So Marneus untapping now, which is great. So quite a long turn. Not a lot of game actions, but a lot of talking, which is quite common. So, and
and there was like a tandem pack going through like 20 cards or something, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah. A few decision points on that one, but yeah, a bit of a slow one. A lot of yapping.
Yeah, I love a bit of politics. So I think this is now we're offering the trade for the Grand Abolisher, or we're trying to talk our way here. Once again, your board is looking really good. So of 18, 22 treasures, 24 treasures. Yeah, so. Just wondering what Marneus is going to do. We have so many cards in hand. Like, is it time to go? We don't have silence, I guess. So.
Yeah, that's out. There's no Abolisher apparently, and
Yeah, I think also
Just
just
sort of
the
just trying to
mana
figure out.
the mana for Marneus is so bad right now, right? Like now we're passing all of these. Now we're casting all these rocks, but it's just a bit too late. I think we needed to get these out. Well, just I guess we didn't have them in our hand, but yeah, it's so late now, and these you're just ripping through your deck. Look at you, I can see you got it's like you have a newspaper in front of you. You got this huge.
Yeah, it's a light novel at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah, I think a lot of the chatter at the start of the turn was also that I flashed a snapback earlier as well for the voice of victory.
Yeah.
So I think we've got that covered, and we're just trying to set up effectively now for a maybe a draw angle, maybe a like, hey, let's try and stop this player from going off and then play the game from there,
Yeah.
and like assume I have not enough interaction to stop two other players going off.
Yeah, and we have I think it's Metamorph coming and copying a portable hole. It looks like we're resolving it. We're just passing priority, or we're talking about where it should go. And it is the voice of victory. Nice. So that's
Yeah, I think there was a bit of chatter that couldn't be a grand abolisher or something when we were asking for resolutions.
yeah.
So yeah.
And a
Yeah,
Necropotence.
and then the Necro. Yeah, not the scariest out of a Marneus deck with 1 mana.
Yeah, with one mana, yeah, I agree. We can. Yeah, it could be scary, but there's not much you can really do as a Marneus player in this end set with just a Lotus Petal. So sad. But still another draw
Yeah,
engine.
you don't have the Final Fortune angle.
I mean, yeah, the Marneus player.
Another draw engine.
Yeah, with a bit more time, getting rid of 2 silence effects on the board is a pretty good turn. Setting down an Necropotence as well, I guess. In maybe a casual CDH game, you're setting yourself up for a pretty good position to just draw through a bunch of cards and craft a nice hand. But yeah, we are running out of time here, and hopefully no one's forgotten this Iso Conceptor in Stoney's hand. He's been slow playing.
No, I think that's been half the discussion points at the table at this stage. Yeah, I think this is a sculpt to try and find as much interaction as possible at this stage, and see if we can play for a draw from the Marneus' perspective. If they didn't have a win that turn, they didn't really have the extra window due to the time restrictions to try and go off again.
Bunch of cards. See if we can just stall out the game. I'm gonna have 6. I'm gonna have Force of Will. I'm gonna have Counterspell plus a Psalm. Everything in my hand. You guys should just concede. But we have a plan. I'm sure you're thinking about what gets you out in this turn.
Yeah.
So I guess your outs
there's a few
maybe
outs.
I guess a silence effect is pretty good. What else gets you out here? You see an opponent craft down to 7 counter spells. Is there anything else tricky you can kind of do to sneak in, or is it just land a silence?
Yeah, I think the only thing I really have to play around at this stage, because I'm pretty sure I have the silence in hand, is being able to get that down uncannerably. So a Ranger Captain, a Voice of Victory are the main ones to try and leverage that Cavernous Souls. Other options would be Reanimate or Professional Facebreaker here as well, to just have an extra 20 cards to use off the treasures.
That's pretty great.
Other options, since players are at sort of a lower life total, would be the Bowmasters into Wheel or something like that, and potentially try and play that avenue. But I think we'll wait and see. But I think it's going to be some attempt to get the Abolisher or something like that at this stage.
Yeah, silence definitely is. There is a Mayhem Devil in the graveyard, so that could be pretty fun. Just ping out the control player and then just send it. But
yeah, if you have enough lightning bolts, you'll be able to
yeah, I mean,
get 2 of the players.
Yeah, no, it's true. I would not recommend Price of Progress, but everything else looks kind of neat. Price of Progress.
Yeah. It's sort of a scary Kinnan flip if they're taken for that one.
Okay, so we get to untap with Stony and yeah. Okay, look, I'm looking at Arnice's graveyard as well. So there is a bounce spell in there. The One Ring is in the graveyard as well. We discarded a lot. Yeah, there's not a single counter spell in there, and there is just all good cards. So I don't know. It's a sign.
Yeah, it's going to be very hard to win the game from this position, I think, for Dan and Jeska Ishai. Yeah, it's sort of the only window. I don't think I agree to a draw at this stage, and this is sort of past the draw stage, and I guess we're sort of in the Jeska cast Jeska to kill 2 players territory.
It's definitely a decision, but I can't imagine this ever.
Yeah, I think it's only at 1 though at this stage. So I think we're. I keep saying at this stage, but I think it's only at 1 damage at the moment. So I don't think we're too far gone, unless there's a gut shot from the table.
You never know. Sony is the type of player to play that, you know.
It would be. Oh god. Yeah. I see teched in a few Rogue Thrusters lists nowadays as well. So you never know. I've seen Magdas run it.
Yeah, I saw Chatterstorm last week. Great. Just
oh hell yeah.
Yeah, my guy's cradle gets big now. Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, just make 4 bodies for 2 mana. Pretty good.
And what is this? This is
an offer.
It is an offer.
On the
yes.
mana bolt.
Yeah, it's not art I've seen before. Very nice, very cheap interaction spell. Take him off some mana and. There it is. That's dramatic reversal. Just okay. That's a good sign.
Yeah.
That's not under Ask Conceptor, notably.
No. No. Value dramatic reversal.
Oh, nice.
And
so clean.
Yeah, another one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Looks like we're passing to you. Fantastic. And this is,
and I'll point out
Dragon
missing my Dragon Rage channels again.
It's okay.
Oh no.
You don't need this selection. We're about to go off, for sure. The 30 treasures, you've hit the 33? Yeah, great. Why not? Why not have it all?
Yeah, why not? Yeah, the last turn of the game pretty much. And here's just the voice of victory.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure when I was making the deal to like get rid of the Ranger Captain, get rid of the whatever it is, Grand Abolisher, I sort of drew into that straight away afterwards.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a bad top deck. And now we have a Red Blast in a vain attempt to kill something that'll matter on board.
We're preparing for what might be a big stack, and so getting rid of the Ristic might help the Marneus player interact with you. I can see a lot of counter spells in that Marneus player's hand.
Yeah.
It's counters all the way down. You get your card.
Yep.
I biffed it. We've written Johnny.
Yeah, biffed it. No.
It's funny when you're like a Marty player and you're just like, yep, I got nothing to do here. You guys, if I win or lose, it's out of my control. There's nothing I can do. We could see a deflecting slot. Hell yeah.
Play the game.
Yeah. I think it's force pitching, some other spell. Wristic trigger, of course.
Yeah, wristic trigger.
And we've agreed.
Yeah,
Wristic
just
is-
clarifying. This is already resolved. Yeah. Yeah, clarifying the stack on that one, and then we're back to voice, force,
It's uncounterable.
which
of course.
resolved. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
It was pretty much mind break, trap, or bust in those situations.
Yep.
Or another Orm's chant or something would have done it, but
There it is.
yeah, I reveal I have a breach and a million cards and enough to bounce the wristics and everything else.
Yeah, I can demonic shooter for.
DT
I've got all of these. I can get the
all these ones.
Yeah, I have all of these. So what's the line? Explain it to our viewers. Also, a final fortune there. What's the line? How do you win from this spot?
From this spot, you're winning through Underworld Bridge plus Brain Freeze,
Yep.
and then you eventually Brain Freeze yourself enough times to like deck yourself or deck everyone else, and then you play your own Thassa's Oracle, or you make them draw a card using Fairy Mastermind or something.
Yeah.
And you just don't mill yourself fully in those cases. Yeah, and for mana for that, you use LED or Lotus Petal.
Yeah. Fantastic. And yeah, very clean game. Obviously, for you utilizing politics, it can be quite difficult to tell a table that your turn one Adnors was just value and not just lose the game to being attacked. So yeah, very good play there. And then that final play of just kind of letting everything play out until the voice of victory, until the force of will was on the stack, and then pointing down to the Cavern of Souls. Yeah, very good. How do you feel about the game? Any last thoughts?
Yeah. Yeah, it was a good reminder to remember Dragon Rage Channeler triggers, and that, yeah, there's always Heuristic Study is a very powerful card. That's the takeaway from that one, and Smothering Tithe also very good.
Yeah, that was definitely a showing of those long-winded mid-range games with Heuristic Study. So yeah, very good game, and thank you so much for joining me. That was a pleasure to watch. I'm very happy to see how it ended as well, just on time, sneaking in that win. So yeah, very thrilling game from you, and very well played on the politics side as well. So yeah, thanks so much for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for watching, everybody. If you enjoyed that content, feel free to give us a like and subscribe. It really does help a lot. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next week with our next Rad Nauseam 7 CEDH video. Thanks again. See you soon.